Thank you very much, Jennifer. It's great to be with everyone today. I really enjoy speaking about mentoring because I've learned that a great mentor can make all the difference. And I've had many mentors in my life who have really been excellent. And I still have mentors who help me along and who mentor me. And so I'm eager for the opportunity to talk about mentoring. So, choosing a mentor. I'd like to, first of all, use the chat a little bit. Oh, I should have a commercial. Maybe one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about mentoring is because I direct the IUPUI Graduate Mentoring Center. So what we're trying to do is we try to help our faculty to become better mentors, and we try to help our graduate students to learn how to be mentored better and to become better mentored as themselves. We are so appreciative of our sponsorship from the President's Diversity Initiative, as well as the IUPUI Graduate School that really does a lot. And we recognize one of the things that we're trying to do is to promote greater diversity, a greater understanding of diversity and why that's so important in graduate school. So if you come to IUPUI, make sure you check out the Graduate Mentoring Center. And in the slides, there will be some things you can look at. You can see our website, you can email us, follow us on Instagram. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to open the chat, and I'd like you to, if you would please write what you think a mentor is. If I say, what is a mentor, what comes to your mind? A wise guide, okay? An advisor, okay? Academic and professional development, okay? What else? What do you think a mentor is? Someone who can give you advice or has industry knowledge, very good. Someone who has more experience than you and is willing to teach you what they know, very good. A counselor, a path-tailored advisor. Dumbledore, okay, very good, Dumbledore. I haven't had that answer yet. Thank you, Dr. Hardy. A guide and advisor. A guide and advisor, experienced and skilled, someone that inspires you and teaches you about the field of mutual interest. Okay, these are all really excellent responses, your academic advocate. And I would say yes to every one of those answers. Every one of those answers is yes, that encompasses the role of a mentor. I have a picture on this slide of my very first student that I mentored when I came to IUPUI 16 years ago. She started as an undergraduate student. She was a freshman when she started in my laboratory. She spent 4 years as a laboratory, 4 years in my laboratory, earned her bachelor's degree, and then spent 2 more years and earned a master's degree. And now Sam is gainfully employed at a local pharmaceutical research company. And so this is one of my proud moments when you see one of your students graduate, and one of the students that you've mentored. So if we were to take all of those definitions that you've given me, you know, we might be a lot like what Morris Zeldich says. And he says, mentors are advisors, people with career experience willing to share their knowledge. Supporters, people who give emotional and moral encouragement. Tutors, people who give specific feedback on one's performance. Masters, in the sense of employers to whom one is apprentice. Sponsors, sources of information about and aid in obtaining opportunities. Models of identity of the kind of person one should be to be an academic. So that's a very encompassing definition. And I think it got all of your answers except for Dumbledore. So maybe we'll have to go back to think about Dumbledore just a little bit, though obviously he was a great example of a mentor. So here's the next question I'd like. So you can have, as a graduate student, or even as an undergraduate student, you can have an advisor and you can have a mentor. Are they the same or are they different? And I'm insinuating that they're a little bit different. So what is the difference between an advisor and a mentor? If you'd write that in the chat, what do you think the difference is between an advisor and a mentor? Any ideas? Okay, a mentor lives the role, an advisor is trained to give information. I like that. Any other ideas? An advisor can tell you while a mentor will try to guide you and not immediately give you solutions. Okay, one more maybe? These are great. These are fantastic. I think we're getting to the point here of an advisor might be able to tell you a path, but a mentor may be able to show you the path and let you experience that path more for yourself. So here's some other things about advising and mentoring. You know, advisors might outline steps to complete a task, provide information about activities that must be completed to achieve a particular goal. A mentor, though, possesses something deeper. Engagement, because they have some personal understanding about what an individual would like to do for their career. They provide individualized instructions and facilitate bilateral or two-way engagement. They understand more about the personal attributes of the mentee, their experiences, their strengths, their weaknesses, aspirations, and goals. So I would suggest that an academic advisor may also be a mentor, and a mentor may be an academic advisor, but that is not always the case. So one thing I would like to make a point of is that graduate students may have many different people in many different capacities that help them. So you may have as a graduate student, you may have an academic advisor that helps you to know the path you need to do to graduate, the path you need to follow, what classes you need to take, how to format your dissertation, things like that. You may have a supervisor that supervises you in a job or in a particular position you're in. You may have a dissertation chair or a committee chair. And these might have some overlapping roles, but they might not necessarily. So I'd like to talk just for a minute about how to find a good mentor. So you want somebody who can really, get to know you as a person. And graduate school is a great place to find mentors because it's a time of transition. And you may enter a mentoring relationship and you may say, oh, this person's going to tell me how to get to where I want. But your mentor may know a little bit about you or the person you've identified to your mentor as your mentor, but that mentor will not know all of your goals and all of your needs. So you must be an active and early participant in that mentoring relationship and what you need to do to achieve your goal. So you need to be very vocal. You shouldn't just go ask somebody, will you be my mentor? And then sit back and say, okay, 4 years are going to go by and I'm going to get my graduate degree. It doesn't work that way. You want to be active and you want to say, hey, I want to go to graduate school because this is who I envision myself becoming. These are the people that I'd like to serve. And then in that way, a mentor will really be able to help you. So this gets into a different transition of, is one mentor enough? So we talk about, okay, we need a mentor in graduate school. We need a mentor that will show us the way. Different people can have different roles in our graduate school relationship. And so I would answer you to this question, no. You have complex mentoring needs. If you were just to have one single mentor, they would have to serve all those needs. And I would suggest that we are complex individuals. And so we might want to look for multiple mentors. And so instead of having somebody that is the guru or the know-it-all mentor, we might want to think about mentoring in the aspect of we might want to have many mentors or many people that fill mentoring roles in our graduate studies. So just a little bit on how to select a mentor. There's a four-step model that has been outlined a few years ago from the Council of Graduate Students. And the first thing to how to find a good mentor or a good number of mentors is we have to reflect. We have to take upon ourselves and say, what are my goals? What are my academic and professional goals? We have to define those. We have to spend some time thinking about those. Then the second step is to say, who are the people in the field or who are the people that are available to me who are good at what I need? So I want to be this type of professional. Who are people that I know or who are available to me who are good at that or who are good at leading people to that role? So we have to identify who are possible mentors. And then we have to say the third step is we have to ask, which of these people will help me achieve my goals? And so we have to ask people, you know, would you consider mentoring me? Do you have time to mentor me? Do you see me as a person that you could relate to, that you could mentor? And in achieving, and I'm sorry, looking at these four steps, the fourth step is don't be afraid to fail. We can ask for great people to be our mentors, and it may turn out that they say, wow, what an incredible opportunity. I really want to mentor this individual because I see a great potential, and that may be you. So I would say, don't be afraid to fail in your dreams, in the resources that you identify, and in the people that you ask. So I would tell you that mentoring at its best can be a life-altering relationship that inspires mutual growth, learning, and development. Its effects can be remarkable, profound, and enduring. Mentoring relationships have the capacity to transform individuals, groups, organizations, and communities. Now, here I have pictured with me one of my mentees that was with me for 4 years as an undergraduate student, and then he went to then he went out to work for a while, but I had a specific project that I needed to have completed. And so Jared, I asked Jared, I said, would you consider coming back and going to graduate school and letting me mentor you? And so Jared came back. So Jared has earned his master's degree and is now working on a PhD. So as Ariel, who knows Jared as well, Ariel knows Jared has been with me for a long time. And it's very, I can say that Jared has affected me in as many ways as I've affected him. And this has been a mutually beneficial mentoring relationship. We've learned a lot from each other. I know I've learned from Jared, and I hope he's learned from me too, but we've really enjoyed this relationship, and I'm looking forward to the great things that he'll do after he earns his PhD. He's already doing some fantastic state-of-the-art things that I'm really excited about now, and it's just going to lead to bigger and better things, and I'm really excited about that. So to end, I have more than 15 questions you can ask prospective mentors so that you might get an idea if this mentoring relationship is a right fit. So these slides will be available to you so you can have these questions. And so you might want to think about some things. And a lot of these are research mentor based for the life sciences, but I think that the ideas apply to all types of mentoring relationships if you just think about them in the particular area you want to go into or pursue. So first of all, you can ask mentors, what is their mentoring philosophy? If you ask me, what is my mentoring philosophy? I will tell you, and it is very simple. My mentoring philosophy is, where do we want to go? Because that is the relationship that I want to have with my mentees. I want to have a mutual relationship and say, how can I help you? And how can we work together to get you where you want to go? You might ask, how do you involve your graduate students in teaching or literature reviews, grant writing, manuscript writing, mentoring undergraduate students, organizing meetings, or designing experiments? So you can ask a little bit more about their philosophy and how they involve their graduate students. Their personality. How do you resolve disagreements with your graduate student? If something doesn't work, say an experiment, or something doesn't turn out like expected, how do you deal with the graduate student when it didn't work out? If a graduate student wants to pursue a line of research that is not already defined or is not the same as the mentor, how do you respond to that? Then here's an interesting question about personality. What do you like to do when you're not at work? That tells a lot about mentors and what they like to do. How often do you meet with your graduate students? How often do you have lab or group meetings? Who will I report to most often about my research and work? What is your preferred way of communication with graduate and professional students? That is really very important because there are so many ways to communicate, and we have to find these mutually beneficial ways to communicate that work for both of us. So another something in the laboratory or in the group, how many graduate students do you advise? What is the composition of your lab and group? You know, how many other individuals are there? How many graduate students? How many undergraduate students? How many postdocs? And what hours do you expect your students to be at work or in the lab? And then something about opportunity. How often do your graduate students go to meetings or present their work? How often do your graduate students publish papers or other articles? And how long does it take your graduate students to finish their degree? And where are your last 3 graduate students? Where are they now? Where have they gone on to? What are they doing? So that might give you an idea of how this mentoring relationship might work. So those are just some things to think about when choosing a mentor, some questions, and you'll have copies of those questions, and please adapt them for your needs. Remember, a mentor is invested in you as a person. They see you as a person as a whole. They want to help you. One mentor is likely not enough. You want to have a mentoring team. The question was asked, would I ask those questions at an interview? Yes, I would, because you want to find some of those answers. You want to get the right fit for somebody. If they're interviewing you and are a potential mentor, you might want to say, to ask some of these questions. There's another question. How should you communicate that you're no longer interested in meeting with a professional mentor? That's an excellent question. And I think you just do it as gracefully as you can. First of all, you thank people for their time. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you for interviewing me. Thank you for, listening to me. At this time, this isn't the best match for me, or I've found another match. And I think you just have to be honest with people. I know you're a great mentor. And I found a mentor that I'm going to continue with. Thank you for your time. And I think you just have to be upfront and honest with people. And first of all, thank them and just tell them, I found another mentor, or I found another position that I'm interested in. Anything else? Any other questions? All right, so you will have those 15 questions. We will get those out with the slides and some of those principles. Take an active part in choosing your mentors. Find the right mentors. It will make all the difference in your graduate school experience. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Well,